A very good afternoon. This is lunchtime news here on TV1. For the news first team, I am Rochelle Damodara. Before we head into your stories in detail, these are your headlines for this afternoon.
School transport services hike charges based on fuel price revision. Bus fares likely to increase. Archbishop of Colombo makes revelations linked to the 2019 Easter Sunday terror attacks. Rainfall to increase and landslide warnings issued for 3 districts. Potato farmers from Uvaparanagama in crisis due to unresolved issues. Pope Francis kicks off apostolic journey to Mongolia.
Now on to your top story this afternoon. The Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, graced an event at St. Sebastian's Church, Katuapitia, to place the statues of 12 apostles of Jesus and to invoke blessings.
We are being informed of the existence of a group that provided all the support required by the terror group to carry out the brutal attacks. The Inspector General of Police has been in that post for several years after these attacks took place. One will not become the Chief of Police for simply wearing a suit and tie and medals. You need to fulfill your duties. The Attorney General, Inspector General of Police, officials, the government, the President and MPs never called for a comprehensive and transparent investigation. Where is the election that was promised to seek the mandate of the people? There are some who are even working to change the decisions taken by the courts. They said that the parliament is supreme than the courts. They said that they are not afraid of the law and are only accountable to the parliament. Yes, that person does not have a majority in the parliament. The majority is from a separate party. The ministry is saying that justice was served, 90% of the investigation is complete, and those who needed to be apprehended were nabbed. They secured power to carry out their duties, so they must now carry out those duties. We called for a proper investigation that should be carried out by independent investigating officers. What are we to discuss with those who cannot even execute the law? They assume that we are their slaves. We are not. The minister had met with several bishops and says that we did not attend the meetings. Do not level false allegations against us. The minister in charge can execute the law and you don't need to consult us. One particular group was arrested and they prescribed. The prescription was thereafter lifted in secret. Were we not consulted on that? Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit is not a person who will bow down to you. Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit is not a person who would do their bidding and justify their means. Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit is not a person who would summon you to the church and bless you. There are certain missing areas in the Presidential Commission reports. Information is coming to light that a person or group by the name of Abu Hind is behind the Easter Sunday terror attacks. When that evidence was disclosed, one of the 5 judges had questioned about that name. The witness had said that he cannot reveal it since the media was present and he had noted down the name in a piece of paper. Have you inquired into this name? We wish to know. We are currently pursuing these documents. They want only one thing, that is power. For that they will do anything. We have ministers who cannot be driven out even by our emotion of no confidence. In other countries, when an allegation is made, the minister steps down. Over here, it is different. If these people remain, another Easter attack would take place. If we do not remove them and go for a new beginning, we will never be able to build this country, even with the IMF, World Bank or India. This is what happened when we send selfish, indisciplined people who have no respect to the courts to parliament.
Now on to another headline-making story. Fuel prices were increased with effect from midnight on Thursday, the 31st.
The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation said a litre of 92-octane petrol was increased by 13 rupees to 361 rupees. A litre of 95-octane petrol was increased by 42 rupees to 417 rupees. A litre of auto diesel was increased by 35 rupees to 341 rupees. A litre of super diesel was increased by 1 rupees to 359 rupees. A litre of kerosene oil was increased by 5 rupees to 231 rupees.
The All Island Inter-District School Children Transportation Association said that it would increase its charges by 5% with effect from Friday the 1st following the fuel price hike that came into effect on Thursday the 31st night.
Diesel was increased by 35 rupees with effect from Thursday night. That impacts our services. When the government reduced the prices, we reduced our charges to provide relief to the parents who obtain transport services. However, at this time, we are facing serious issues given that with the diesel price hike, the charges for other services, including insurance, have increased. The government called for a reduction in leasing and loan interest rates. However, that relief was not passed on to us. Therefore, we held discussions with all our district organizers and decided to increase the charges by 5% with effect from Friday. That means if the charge is 5,000 rupees, there would be an increase of 250 rupees. If the charge is 10,000 rupees, there would be an increase of 500 rupees.
A discussion is currently being held between the representatives of the Private Bus Owners Association and the officials of the National Transport Commission on whether the bus fares should be increased in line with the fuel price hike. The discussion is held in order to arrive at a decision on the revision of bus fares parallel to that of the increasing of the price of diesel. However, at a press conference held on Friday the 1st morning, the chairman of the Private Bus Owners Association, Gamunu Vijayaratne, said that in accordance with the bus fare revision formula, fares should be increased.
Bus fares have become a topic of discussion, especially if there will be an increase, decrease, or if it doesn't fluctuate. According to the price formula, there is an impact to the bus fares and there is a high possibility of fares increasing. In order to decide the rates and relevant dates, we will be meeting at the National Transport Board. So I'd like to mention that according to the price formula, the rate would be 4%. Therefore, if we increase by 10 to 15 rupees, we can bear the loss. The bus owners pointed out that they are unable to cover up the loss. And for long distance buses, the loss is about 5,000 rupees per day with this new price. With short distance buses, losses will amount to 1,750, 2,000 or 1,500 rupees per day. Thus, the final decision on the rate and date will be taken today.
News first with the people.
Now on to more local news. The inaugural session of the We Have a Dream organization was held at the Lakshman Kadirgam Centre on Thursday.
Regime change, system change.
There must exist a system for a system change to take place. We must start fresh for a system change to take place.
Does
this small nation need such a large military force? There is one state sector employee for every 13 Sri Lankans. This is the country with the highest number of holidays. Can we move forward like that? In Sri Lanka, state institutions are being carried forward while incurring losses in billions. This system change must take place because this burden is borne by the innocent people.
We must realize that this economic crisis is intertwined with the crisis in state administration. Why couldn't corruption in state affairs be addressed? We can only establish a strong foundation if we focus on reforms to state affairs similar to economic reforms.
We have unpleasant solutions in a month. Now we are in a pit. We have no way of escaping this crisis if exports aren't developed. Against this backdrop, 1/3 of the population of the country have been pushed into poverty. We must create a social security network to protect that population. These aren't simple matters. If they are not done, this crisis will worsen.
The Department of Meteorology said the prevailing showery condition in the southwestern part of Sri Lanka is expected to continue further.
දිවයිනේ මේ දිනවල තියෙන වර්ෂාපතනයේ ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන්ම පවතින්නේ නිතිදිග කොටසේ ඒ අනුව බස්නාහිර සබරගමු දකුණු මධ්‍යම සහ වයඹ වගේ පළාත්.
Right now, showers are occurring in the southwestern parts of the island. Accordingly, showers or thunder showers will occur in western, Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces. Showers above 100 millimeters could occur in districts like Gaul, Matara, Kalutara and Ratnapura. Showers could occur during the night or evening in areas like the North Central Province, Vaunia and Mullaitivu. We expect wind speeds across the country to increase. This could have an impact on the western slopes of the central hills. Wind speeds could reach up to 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds in coastal areas from Gaul, Hambantota to Pothuwil and from Puttlam to Kankasanture could increase to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. However, by the 6th and the 7th, the showery conditions will reduce.
කෙසේ නමුත් මේ වැසි තත්ත්වයේ ක්‍රමයෙන් අඩු වෙන්නේ 6-7 වගේ දිනයන් වෙනකොට ක්‍රමයෙන් අඩු වීගෙන යන්න හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා.
Landslide warnings have been issued for several divisional secretariats in Kalutara, Kegaul and Rathapura districts. Landslide warnings were issued to the Matukama, Bulat Sinhala and Ingiriya divisional secretariats in the Kalutara district. In the Kegaul district, landslide warnings were issued for Deraniyagala, Bulat Kohupitiya, Yatiyantota, Dehiyovita and Ruwanwalla. Landslide warnings were also issued to Ahaliyagoda and Kuruvita divisional secretariats of the Ratnapura district.
මෙන්න දැන් ලැබෙන විශේෂ පුවතක්. ඉන්ධන ලබා ගැනීමේදී මෙතෙක් ක්‍රියාත්මක වූ QR ක්‍රමවේදයෙන් අද සිට ඉවත් වන බව විදුලි බල හා බලශක්ති අමාත්‍ය කංචන විජේසේකර මහතා පවසනවා. ඉන්ධන ලබා ගැනීමේදී මෙතෙක් ක්‍රියාත්මක වූ QR ක්‍රමවේදයෙන් අද සිට ඉවත් වන බව විදුලි බල හා බලශක්ති අමාත්‍ය කංචන විජේසේකර මහතා පවසනවා. අමාත්‍යවරයා ඒ බව සඳහන් කළේ දැන් කොළඹදී පැවැත්වෙන මාධ්‍ය හමුවකදී. මෙන්න එම පුවත යලිත්. ඉන්ධන ලබා ගැනීමේදී මෙතෙක් ක්‍රියාත්මක වූ QR ක්‍රමවේදයෙන් අද සිට ඉවත් වන බව විදුලි බල හා බලශක්ති අමාත්‍ය කංචන විජේසේකර මහතා පවසනවා. අමාත්‍යවරයා ඒ බව සඳහන් කළේ දැන් කොළඹදී පැවැත්වෙන මාධ්‍ය හමුවකදී. රොෂෙල්.
Thank you, Maya. The QR-based system to pump fuel will be discontinued with effect from Friday the 1st. This was announced by the Minister of Power and Energy during a media briefing in Colombo. In August 2022, Sri Lanka introduced the National Fuel Pass QR-based fuel rationing system after long queues formed at filling stations in the crisis-hit country. Now, back on the news, potato farmers from Uva Paradagama protested on Friday the 1st, citing that potato imports have put the local farmers at risk, especially at a time when the potato harvest for the Maha season is being reaped. Potato farmers from Uva Paranagama pointed out that during the reaping of the harvest, the prices of imported potatoes drop and thus local produce is not given a proper price. At the same time, maize farmers from Gangayaya in Attanakadavala under the Alahara agriculture movement in Polonnaruwa are in limbo as they are unable to sell their produce. The farmers said that a new variety of seed was used for the maize cultivation this season. However, the produce lacks quality. The situation has placed around 200 maize farmers in crisis. Farmers who cultivated maize in the villages of Galinbinduruvava, Gatalava, Karolagasvava are also affected by the drop in the yield. They also point out that this situation has arisen owing to the substandard seeds available in the market. 500 families have been inconvenienced by this. Due to the decrease in hydropower generation owing to the prevailing weather conditions, the Ceylon Electricity Board says that electricity will be obtained from the AS Ambelipitia power station from Saturday.
CEB General Manager Rohan Senaviratne told News First that 80 megawatts will be procured from the Ace Ambilipitia power station from Saturday. He said that hydropower generation had dropped to 15% and that reservoirs located close to the hydropower stations have not received significant rainfall. 13.6% of the Thursday's electricity requirement was generated using hydropower plants.
Now on to news overseas. Pope Francis, who is sometimes received as a superstar on its trips abroad, arrived in Mongolia on Friday to the joy of its tiny Catholic community.
Pope Francis arrived in Mongolia on Friday morning on a visit to encourage one of the world's smallest and newest Catholic communities. It's the first time a pope has visited the landlocked Asia country and comes at a time when the Vatican's relations with Mongolia's two powerful neighbors, Russia and China, are once again strained. Pope Francis in the Mongolian capital after an overnight flight passing through Chinese airspace, affording the pontiff a rare opportunity to send a note of greetings to President Xi Jinping. Vatican protocol calls for the Pope to send such greetings whenever he flies over a foreign country.
Ukrainian President Zelensky said his country has developed a weapon that can hit a target 700 kilometers away in an apparent reference to an aerial attack this week on an airport in western Russia that destroyed several military aircraft.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні був насичений день. Це лектор з військовими та урядовцями. Фронт, наші наступальні дії, результати нашої зброї, нової української зброї, 700 кілометрів. Завдання
The weapon was produced by Ukraine's Ministry of Strategic Industries, but he gave no further details. Zelensky wrote late on Thursday night in a post to the social media platform X, previously known as Twitter, quote, "The range of our new Ukrainian weapons is now 700 kilometers. The task is to make this number bigger," end quote. Zelensky's claim of new Ukrainian long-range weaponry came ahead of a Russian official reporting early on Friday morning that air defense units had neutralized an unidentified object in Russia's western region of Pskov, the same region where a Ukrainian aerial attack reportedly damaged 4 I-176 military transport planes on Wednesday. While Ukraine rarely comments directly on specific attacks inside Russia, Zelensky appeared to hint twice on Thursday that Ukrainian forces were behind the Pskov attack.
And that's a wrap of your lunchtime news for today. For more on these stories and for more of the very latest, log on to www.newsfirst.lk. Thank you and have a nice day.